Hi, my name is Anshul. I look after marketing at EmployWise. Rajiv, are you able to hear me? Hi, Rajiv. Request you to unmute yourself. Is that Rajiv? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, Rajiv, can you hear me? This is Anshul.
Hello?
Rajiv, can you hear me?
Hello?
Rajiv, yes. Can you hear me?
Hello? Hello? No, I am not able to. No, I am not done. Yeah, yeah, unmuted that, yes.
Okay, Rajiv, can you hear me now?
Yes, I am doing that. I am on the mic only. Hello? Testing, hello? No.
Rajiv, hi. Can you hear me?
No. Hello? Hello? No. I am not able to hear. Hello? Hello? Yeah. Nah. Hello? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Anshul, I am able to listen to your phone. Okay. 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 Yeah. 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 No, I will not be able to remember what you were telling now at so much. Hi. Welcome friends. I'm Rajiv Sehgal this side on behalf of EmployWise for a special webinar on employee engagement as a metric for business success. Hi friends. I've lost for a minute, just a minute. Give me a minute please. Yeah. Friends, the engaged employees are not just committed. They are not just passionate or proud. They have a line of sight on their own future. I would like to explain you the employee engagement through a very powerful model known as X model from Blessing White, US. See, all of us know that every organization has its well-defined success strategies, goals, and culture. On the other side, there are individuals working within the organization and they have their own needs and goals, and they also have their own strategies for success which may not be as clear as that of the organization. Where these two meet is a place called job. Now in any organization they expect certain contribution from each employee. But how much contribution they expect from each employee? Will this be sufficient? Obviously not. The lowest level of contribution will not be accepted. So every organization wants higher contribution, higher, still higher, and the maximum contribution. On the other side, employees look for satisfaction in their jobs. But how much satisfaction? Will this be sufficient? No. They also look for higher satisfaction, still higher satisfaction, and the highest level of satisfaction called maximum satisfaction. Now let's plot all the employees of any organization on this matrix. You can plot employees at different quadrants of depending upon the level of their contribution and the level of their satisfaction. This can be done through a proper systematic survey. Now they are spread all over the matrix. Let's take two of the quadrants. So the maximum satisfaction and maximum contribution would bring the level of engagement. And once we study at least two of the examples, we find that there are few employees at this quadrant where their level of satisfaction is maximum, but their contribution is lowest. These employees are known as passengers. They could be new employees who have just joined the organization. They need to be properly inducted and trained so that their contribution improves to the maximum level of contribution. Let's take one more example of the employees who are here somewhere on the right side who are contributing maximum, but they are least satisfied. Obviously, they will quit if they are not taken care of. They may leave and go to the competitor. That's one loss. But the worst is when they stay and mentally quit and their contribution comes down to the lowest level subsequently. Not only that, these are the employees who start talking negative about the organization policies and structure, and since they are not getting promotion or recognized, so they would demoralize several others. Hello? Already on. Hello? So they would demoralize many others. So how can we ensure the highest level of engagement by all the employees? It is possible only once we have leaders and their role well defined to maintain a balance. They must constantly communicate the organizational success strategies, the goals and the culture to downline, and simultaneously and give that feedback to the senior for the engagement are formalized. Now, Blessing Award did a survey all across the globe, including India, and they have divided this level of engagement at 5 different levels. One is the 29% of the engaged employees. They find that on an average in any company, there are 29% who are engaged, and there are 19% who are disengaged. There are 12% who are known as honeymooners and hamsters. They may be working with the company for a couple of years, enjoying and satisfied, but not contributing much. There could be crash and burners, the most crucial ones, who are contributing to the maximum, but they are not satisfied at all. And the last one, the fifth, is the almost engaged, 27%. Now let's look at the next slide to understand them a little more. The first level is the engaged 29%. These employees are contributing fully to the success of the organization and find great satisfaction in their work. They bring discretionary effort and initiative. You see, the engaged 29% of the employees are contributing fully to the success of the organization and find great satisfaction in their work. They bring discretionary effort and initiative. The almost engaged are the 27%. They are most crucial because it's a critical group. These employees are among the high performers and are reasonably satisfied with their job. Organizations should invest in them because they are highly employable and they have shortest distance to travel to reach full engagement. I'm sure you're getting more clarity on these 5 different levels through this slide. The honeymooners and hamsters, which are 12% in any organization, there may be new employees who need to be inducted properly, trained properly, and sold on the culture of the organization and the career path they have. Hamsters may be working hard, but may be focused on the wrong things and contributing little to the success of the organization. They may be the employees who are working with company for a couple of years, fully satisfied, but not contributing much. Another crucial segment is the crash and burners, who are working hard, contributing to the maximum, but not happy. They are near exhaustion. They are top producers who are not satisfying their personal definition of success and satisfaction. If left alone, these workers may slip into disengagement and bring down the morale of those around them. So they need to be taken care of, they need to be properly trained, motivated, and there has to be a strategy to see that their contribution level improves and they remain within the system. The biggest challenge is the disengaged 19%. What to do with them? Disengaged employees are the most disconnected to the organizational priorities and are not getting what they want from their work. They may stick around because they get a decent paycheck or favorable job conditions, like they are staying near to the office or whatever other benefits, flexible timings. So they would stay, but they may not contribute. They will contribute minimally. Some disengaged employees will leave, but more likely they will just talk about leaving and again demoralize many of the other employees. I will take you to the key implications and recommendations for improving engagement in your organization. The most successful organizations make engagement an ongoing priority, not a once-a-year event. What do they do? The best practices include, number one, maximize managers. So these companies ensure that managers are themselves engaged and understand how to help their team members, hold them accountable for coaching and development, and weed out bad managers. So this is constantly to be done. Second step is align, and continuously align. We have to make sure everyone in the organization understands the bigger picture and how they can contribute to the organization's success. Start at the top by aligning the executive team, then communicate clearly and tirelessly. Redefine career. Provide employees with a clear, compelling picture of what career means in your organization. Help them clarify what they want, then provide them with tools and support for achieving it. So in redefining career, we have to really define career again and again and at every step. Pay attention to the culture. Work with senior management to build a meaningful culture in the organization. Then invest in managers to support and sustain it. Make sure that system and processes work in favor of and not in contradiction to the aspired organization culture. Last but not the least, survey less, act more. Develop a measurement strategy that provides actionable insights. Avoid the analysis paralysis trap and hold leaders at all levels accountable for increasing engagement. What are the goals of HR professional to ensure a systematic engagement across the organization? HR professionals have to work at all three levels. I, that is the individuals, M, that managers, middle managers, E, that is top level. We have to infuse the ownership and clarity of action in every individual, every employee. Every employee needs to know what they want and what the organization needs, and then take action to achieve both. Managers need to be responsible for coaching, building relationship through continuous dialogue. They must understand each individual's talent, interest and needs, and then match those with the organization's objectives, while at the same time creating personal, trusting relationships. Furthermore, they need to discuss engagement often. Third level is the top management, the senior management or executive level, where building trust and communicating about the strategies and culture is a regular feature. Executives have to demonstrate consistency in words and actions. Many times you have seen that the leaders, they talk a lot, but in the actions they are not doing the same thing. That has to be avoided. Leaders have to communicate a lot and with a lot of depth and align all business practices and behaviors throughout the organization to drive results and engagement. To reach the reward that a more engaged organization promises, your entire workforce needs to be accountable for their piece of engagement equation, and that has to happen every day. It is said that level of commitment can't be bought, but it can be definitely developed. A study says that employees worldwide view opportunities to apply their talents, career development and training as top drivers of job satisfaction. Most employees take a decision to stay or more than 32% of employees leave the first 9 to 12 months as they feel they are misfit in the organization. Employees worldwide who know their manager well as a person are more likely to be engaged. And employees who know and understand their job and organization well are more likely to stay, like their job more, feel connected to the organization, and feel more supported in using their talent each day. To sum up, full engagement represents an alignment of maximum job satisfaction. That is, I like my work and I do it well, with maximum job contribution, that I help achieve the goals of my organization. Aligning employees' values, goals, aspirations with those of the organization is the best method for achieving the sustainable engagement for an organization to thrive. What matters most is how you see yourself in the organization. For any further questions, details, you can reach me on my email IDs or my mobile number 9322267248. So you might be having few questions. I would like to take up few of the queries which normally come during such discussions. Hello. Yeah. I'll do that. Yeah. Hello. So there's a question. It says that can we have processes set up to ensure that hamsters are constantly aligned to most productive tasks and actions, or is it supervisor's prerogative to ensure? Obviously, it is supervisor's prerogative to ensure that hamsters are motivated and their engagement level improves. But this is actually for the entire organization. We have to have a system or systematic assessment centers and development center to discuss with each employee and create a sort of MyDP, which is known as MDP in most of the companies. MyDP is My Development Plan. So each employee needs to clarify, and he must know where he stands today and where he wants to reach and what is required to bridge the gap. And once it is very clearly defined and agreed upon by employees in presence of his supervisor, then we have to create a systematic development strategy for each group or each employee. Another question came up is, why is it a good idea to continue to invest in disengaged employee when they could easily be replaced with fresh talent? Yes, you see, though they are disengaged employees, the thing is that they have already invested a lot of time with the company and they understand the culture of the company. The only reason could be for getting disengaged, maybe their own grievances or mishandling by the immediate superiors. So again, through our development center and assessment centers, we can understand that what is hurting them, and then we can still filter out those who are totally disengaged and no scope of improvement, and those who can be improved upon. So then again we have to invest time and effort to see that those employees also improve their contribution to the organization and reach to the engaged level as early as possible. One more question came up is that in my personal experience, how difficult is it to execute model X? I'll say that it is difficult model because you're a lot doing the assessment centers really define the path for each one to the organization. Once it is defined, not at the leadership level, we have to ensure that the leaders take ownership to see that their team gets due development as discussed during the DCs or ACs. Thank you very much for being with me, and you're free to write to me at my email IDs for any queries on this. Thanks a lot. Just a minute. Hello. See, we are talking about the engagement in the organization. It will not start at the college level. It has to start once the employee is there and inducted, well inducted in the system. Have I answered few of the questions? And I'm open to receive your queries by mail, and I would love to answer them. Thank you very much for being with me.